Hey, this is Aaron from AaronWitten.com, here to discuss tricep training. Triceps are the largest muscle of the upper arm, and for that reason, anybody who's interested in increasing the size of their arm should emphasize the triceps. They are used with all pressing motions. Therefore, if you get strong at some of the big pressing movements like the bench press, military press, the dips, your triceps will also grow accordingly. This video is going to show you some of the motions that are best used to isolate and train the triceps more singly as compared to those big multi-joint movements. So with the triceps, we need to think in terms of the anatomy and function. They're designed to extend the arm, that is to lock the elbow in that fashion. So any movement that works toward that is going to target the triceps. We also need to take into account the stress that's imposed on the wrists and shoulders so that we choose movements that are efficient and not injurious. So these motions that I'm going to show you are, in my opinion, the four most effective that target the tricep with the least amount of stress on those joints. The first is the close grip bench press. This is really your bread and butter in terms of packing size and strength into the tricep. It is a large, heavy, compound movement that's going to utilize some of the pectorals, the shoulders, and even the lats to stabilize the weight. But you can definitely place the majority of the stress upon the triceps if you perform it properly. How do we do that? We take a grip that is approximately shoulder width or slightly inside that, not an excessively narrow grip. This will not increase the stress on the tricep. It will greatly increase the stress on the wrist. We lower the weight under control and pause on the chest and then press up. You neither want to excessively flare or tuck the elbows. Let them stay in a pretty natural position, and if you do it properly, they will tend to stay close to the body. You pause and press up to a nice full lockout, squeezing the triceps. That is the close grip bench press. I'm going to have Mr. Jeff Evie demonstrate that here for us. Okay, look at that. He's taking the grip right inside the knurling, which is about right for most folks. He's going to lower that under control, pause on his chest, and then press up to a nice full lockout. This is a big, powerful movement, so you can use some heavy weights. You should be able to use somewhere around 3/4 of what you would use on the bench press. By bringing the hands in, we are stimulating more of the triceps versus the wide grip bench press. This is the close grip bench press. One more rep. Very good. Press. Next, we're going to look at a hybrid movement known as the California press. The California press is a unique bird because it is a combination of the close grip bench press that we just performed and the nose buster that you see commonly done with dumbbells or curl bars, usually to the forehead. The problem with a traditional nose buster done in that fashion is that the stress on the elbow is very, very high. So the California press relieves a lot of that stress, allows you to use a much heavier weight than you would normally be able to handle for a nose buster, and it does so by utilizing some of the form points from the close grip press. So this takes a bit of practice to master. You take a grip that's similar to the close grip bench press and you lower it in more of a nose buster type fashion toward the upper chest and then press up to full lockout. Jeff's going to show us how to do this again. Okay, there we go. You'll note the increased angle here between the upper and lower arm, and what that's doing is enhancing the stretch on the tricep. Anytime you increase the stretch on a muscle, you increase the neuromuscular response and therefore the stimulus. It has a slightly longer range of motion than the close grip bench press. That's really good form right there. Very good, Jeff. Thank you. So, California press can use somewhere around 80% of the poundage that you would be able to handle on the close grip press. It's a little bit less because you are going through a longer range of motion and the angle is a little bit different, but I encourage you to spend some time and really master the form on that movement, as it is very effective and quite safe if done properly. The next two motions are more isolation in nature and therefore are best done in a little bit higher repetition format with a little bit less emphasis on the actual resistance and more on the target muscle group. And these two are the push down and the extension behind the head. You can do these in a variety of fashions with cables or even dumbbells to some extent. I like to use some of these heavy duty TheraBands because they provide a really nice consistent resistance throughout the range of motion. They also have a little bit less on the eccentric, which is good for the joints and for recovery. We're not really after a mass building effect with these. We're trying to stimulate and isolate the target muscle. So we're going to perform the push down first. Mr. Eby can step up here. He's going to turn sideways so we can see what's up. The push down is not a power movement, therefore don't lean into it, don't let your elbows weigh out. We're not using a whole body push here. He's going to keep his elbows tucked. He's going to take it all the way down, lock and squeeze. You can see his triceps working here very clearly. Very effective movement. Again, a few extra reps are usually in order. 12 to 15, maybe even higher if you choose. If you do it properly, it's a very effective motion. Very good. That's the push down. Next, he's going to demonstrate the extension behind the head. And here we want to keep those upper arms parallel to the floor. You don't want to let them drop. Keep your elbows nice and high. And again, he's extending for a nice full contraction. He has a good deep stretch on the way back. This motion really works the inner head of the tricep and is responsible for a lot of the size that's seen when you're traditionally flexing the arm. It's a very good exercise. One more, and relax. Again, it's not a heavy, full body heaving type motion. We're trying to target the triceps. We're not using the lats and lower back and everything else to see how much weight we can possibly lift. So that is it for the tricep training. Remember that you should emphasize your large compound movements like the bench press, your incline presses, military presses, things of that nature that use the triceps in conjunction with other larger muscle groups to really pack size and strength in that area. And if you want to isolate it, do just that. Learn how to use the muscle, get your mind into it, and think about what you're doing so that you are actually stimulating the target group rather than your ego. So train smarter, not harder. Thank you.